When a guy gets to a point in his life where he says, I want a girlfriend, he may then think that it could be a challenging task to get a woman to want to be his girlfriend and to commit to a relationship. But the insights that I'm going to provide you with in this video make getting a girlfriend instant and easy. And in most cases, the woman is the one asking you for a relationship. She's trying to become your girlfriend, and it's up to you whether you say yes or not. And this is something that I've personally done many times before. I've settled down now. I've been with the same woman for 12 years, but prior to that, I was with a lot of women, and I use what I'm about to tell you now to create a dynamic where the woman was trying to get into a relationship with me. And sometimes I did stop and have a girlfriend for a while, and that was fun. But for me personally, I never wanted to settle down. I wanted to continue on enjoying my choice of women, and eventually I got to the point where I said, okay, now I want to have a girlfriend. I want to have something more serious. And that led me to meeting my wife, who I've been together with now for more than 12 years. So the first insight that you need to know if you want to get a girlfriend is don't try to get her to like you as a person. Make her feel sexually attracted to you first. Essentially, there are traits that men can display that make women like them as a person, such as being nice to her, being considerate, being kind, gentle, being a good listener, and having a nice chat with her. That's great. You can be very likable as a person to her, but if you actually want her to want you in a sexual way, in a romantic way, so she wants to become your girlfriend, or at least have sex with you, then you need to be displaying traits that make women feel sexually attracted, and that's different to just being likable as a guy. So I'll give you an example now of using a very simple conversation starter and displaying traits that only make women like you as a person versus displaying traits that make her feel sexually attracted. And it's a very simple conversation starter. It's not the conversation starter that I teach at Master Attraction in the second lesson. It's in the lesson on emotional masculinity, where I give my best ever conversation starters. But here's just a very basic conversation starter, and you'll be able to sense that there's a difference in how I'm coming across and what it communicates to the woman. Oh, hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? Versus, hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? So with the first example, saying something like, oh, hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? You know, there's hesitancy there. There's timidness. There's a bit of fear. The guy's being very nice and gentle and extra polite and so forth. He's trying to show the woman that he's an innocent guy, and he's just, saying hello. Oh, hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? Sort of thing. And that's obviously a bit of an over-exaggeration, but it's to illustrate the point there that when you display traits like that, it doesn't make the woman feel sexually attracted, because women aren't attracted to fear in men. They're not attracted to desperation, and they're not attracted to guys who are really soft and gentle and think that they need to be extra nice in order to get a chance with a woman, because that just doesn't turn women on. It's not what they're looking for. They're looking for your emotional strength. They want to be able to see that you have some presence in the interaction where you can say something like, hi, I'm Dan, what's your name? Or, hi, I'm Dan, what's your name? And she then senses that, okay, this guy is confident, he's present in the moment, he's not afraid of her, he's not intimidated by her, he's not putting on an act of being nicer than he actually is to hopefully be liked by her, so she takes pity on him. He actually has the confidence to even express a bit of interest in her. There's some subtle flirting going on there because I'm showing her that I actually find her a bit attractive. Hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? Or, hi, I'm Dan. What's your name? And so by doing that, by displaying some traits that are attractive, such as being confident, being able to flirt with her, not being afraid of her, not being intimidated, having some courage, having some presence and so forth, you're doing that all at once just by saying a conversation starter in that sort of way. And you don't have to always say a conversation starter in that sort of way. The beauty of what women find attractive in men in terms of the behavioral traits that men display is that you can display all sorts of traits and trigger sexual attraction inside of the woman. You can be flirting with her, or you can be quite assertive, or you can be confident and easygoing, for example. So there are many different ways that you can approach it, but essentially what you need to do when you're talking to a woman, if you want her to want you sexually and romantically, is that you need to be displaying some traits that make her feel attracted rather than just trying to get her to like you as a person. Because if your approach to women is to hopefully get them to like you as a person, then you can talk to a woman for 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 weeks, or even 3 months and be in the friend zone with her because she only feels a liking towards you, a friendly affection. Yeah, he's a good guy. I like him, but I'm just not feeling a spark, right? You don't want a woman feeling that. Instead, from the get-go, you should make her feel a sexual spark with you. And as long as, when you're interacting with her, the traits that you're displaying are generally traits that make women feel attracted. You don't have to be perfect. You can be likable too, of course, but as long as you're displaying traits that make her feel sexually attracted, then she's going to want you sexually and she's going to start to have romantic feelings for you. Number 2, men have to do something initially to get sex, but women don't. Women have to do something after sex, but men don't. So a lot of guys don't realize how much power they have in terms of establishing a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship after sex has happened, right? Many guys make the mistake of thinking that after sex has happened, they then need to put in a lot of work to hopefully get the woman to want to be their girlfriend. He feels like it's still an uphill battle for him to hopefully convince her to want to commit to him, but the way that it actually works is that men have to do something initially to get to sex, and women don't. Men are able to look at women and instantly say yes to having sex with her. Right? They can just even see a part of her, just her butt here, and a bit of her leg in the photo, and most guys watching this video can say, yes, I'd have sex with her. She doesn't have to do anything. But a man does have to do something initially, and that is, he needs to be able to create a sexual spark inside of her rather than just trying to get along with her, right? He needs to be able to create that sexual attraction so she wants him in a sexual way. And he needs to be able to have the courage, once he's made her feel sexually attracted, to shoot his shot and kiss her, or ask for her phone number, or set up a date, or invite her over to his place to hang out, and then that will usually lead to kissing and sex. But after sex has happened, and sometimes even after a kiss has happened, but after sex has happened, it's then over to the woman to have to do something to get you into a relationship if you actually think that, right? If you think that you need to do a lot in order to hopefully get her to become your girlfriend now, then she will get that sense from you, and what will happen, right? If she gets a sense where you're trying hard to hopefully get her to become your girlfriend, it puts her in a position where she's the one evaluating you and judging you, and potentially playing a bit hard to get and making you jump through hoops to eventually get to that point. Yet what women really want, the feeling that they're looking for, is that they want to be able to feel attracted to you and feel like they still have to impress you in order to become your girlfriend, right? She's going to have to potentially cook food for you, be a great lover, be a fun girl that you're dating, be relaxing to be around, be a warm, loving woman. She's going to have to do more to win you over to the point where you will then commit to her. And it's not something that you need to say. All you have to do is think about what usually happens, and that is, it's usually the other way around, and the woman usually doesn't have to say anything. The guy just gets the sense that he still needs to impress her in order to hopefully become her boyfriend, right? He gets that sense based on how she's reacting to him, the way that she's approaching conversations with him. She doesn't have to explicitly say to him, hey, if you want to become my boyfriend, you're going to need to do this, 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 and this. Instead, he just feels some pressure. He feels that need to impress her. And you can make a woman feel the same way, and best of all, it's how she actually wants to feel. The feeling that a woman really wants is where she feels attracted to you, but she notices that she hasn't fully won you over yet. She still has to impress you more before you're going to accept her as your girlfriend. And for example, one of the members of my Master Attraction community experienced this recently. Here's part of what he wrote. I just had sex 2 hours ago with a girl. She asked if she could be my girlfriend right after. I gave her a kiss and I said no, LOL. She's a wonderful woman. She saw how tired I was prior to sleeping with each other, and she tried to help me wind down and feel relaxed. She did a good job. I feel great right now. So that's just one of many examples of it happening. And it used to happen to me all the time, where after I'd had sex with a woman, because she was feeling so attracted and she was getting the sense that I wasn't jumping all over her now to try to establish a committed relationship and telling her that she was the most amazing girl that I've ever met, and I've been waiting to meet a girl like her all this time and so forth. Because she wasn't getting that sort of reaction, she would then naturally feel that there was a gap there between her and I getting to that boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. And it would usually lead to the woman talking about family, talking about marriage, talking about girlfriend-boyfriend relationships, or offering to cook me food, or talking about going away together for a weekend, something like that. She was trying to get more investment and see how I would react. And she was feeling the need to push towards that because I wasn't pushing towards that, and she was feeling so attracted. Number 3, getting a girlfriend by talking to her in person is easier than using dating apps. These days, a lot of guys make the mistake of thinking that it's all about dating apps now. But when you actually look into the data, most people don't actually use dating apps. Additionally, most users on dating apps are men. So it's essentially an ocean of men, a sea of men, and a very tiny percentage of women in there that they're all competing for. As a result, on dating apps, women's expectations, demands, and requirements go way up, right? She starts saying that a guy needs to be 6 foot, he needs to be doing well in his career, he needs to wear great clothes, he needs to have excellent photos, he needs to have it all. He needs to be a total package for most women. Yet when a guy talks to a woman in person, it's usually just him and her, or it's him, her, and a couple of other guys, or some guys in the background of the scene, right? So at a party, at a bar, or when they're hanging out with friends, there may be some guys there, girls there, but it's not an ocean of men all standing around her, trying to talk to her and get a match with her at the same time. Instead, it's usually a one-on-one conversation or a conversation in a small group. And as a result, she then has the chance to focus on the guy that she's talking to and feel attracted to him, really start to want him. And it's about the feeling that she's getting with him in the moment. And this is why you'll see guys and wonder, geez, how did he get her? Right? Why is she with a guy like that? I thought that you needed to be taller than a woman to get with her. Why is the woman with a guy who is shorter than her? How is that possible? I also thought that you needed to have big muscles in order to get a girlfriend. Why is that woman with a guy who doesn't even have big muscles? What's going on there? How about that guy's teeth? Surely she would have rejected him because of his teeth, right? You have to have perfect teeth. I mean, you can imagine if you had teeth like that on a dating app, you're probably not going to get any matches. But when talking to a woman in person, it's a completely different story. Now, I'm going to give you a final insight in this video that will make you more confident around women that you find attractive. Before I do though, I'll just mention that if you've enjoyed this video so far, then you will love what I teach at Master Attraction. At Master Attraction, I teach you what to say and do to display more than 100 traits that make women feel sexually attracted to you and romantically attracted to you. Even if you can only display 5 of the attractive traits, then you're going to be so much more attractive than men who are trying to be liked by women. Additionally, even if you only display 2 traits, you'll get results. For example, here are a few quick success stories from the Master Attraction community where guys have only learned how to display 2 traits that make women feel attracted to them. So after learning from the first 2 lessons that you'll get access to instantly, this member who had no confidence in himself and was really struggling was able to sleep with his yoga instructor. Another guy went out and got multiple kisses and multiple phone numbers in a night. Another guy was at the beach and ended up kissing and cuddling with a woman in the water after walking up and talking to her. And finally, another member here was really struggling to get any results on dating apps. He went out and on the first night he tried it, he ended up sleeping with a beautiful woman. So a final insight that I want to share with you that will make you feel more confident around women that you find attractive is that women really do want to be in love and have a boyfriend, but they can't go around making that obvious. So many guys end up feeling insecure around women because they're waiting for women to give them really obvious signs that they want them sexually or romantically, but most women don't want to do that for a number of reasons. Number 1, she wants to see if a guy can remain confident if she's not showing him a lot of interest and making it obvious that she wants to be with him, right? She doesn't want to get herself in a situation where she's going to need to be reassuring the guy all the time that she's interested in him. She wants a guy who can be confident in himself and be emotionally independent, where she doesn't have to be patting him on the back and reassuring him all the time. 2, she wants to see that the guy is actually interested in her enough to shoot his shot, to follow through, to make a move. Most women know that if they show interest in sex, then many guys will have sex with them. It's very easy for women to get sex. They don't really need to do anything initially. Most guys will have sex with a woman if she just opens up to it, if she says yes. So essentially, she wants to see that the guy actually has an interest in her, and she's not just going to be opening herself up to a guy who just wants to have sex with her once or doesn't even really like her as a person. He's just having sex with her because he has an opportunity, right? That's not going to feel that great for her. Essentially, what women want to feel is that they want to feel desired by a man that they desire. And when you make a woman feel sexually attracted to you, she desires you. But she also wants to be able to see that you have some desire for her too. And it's not a desperate desire. It's not a chasing desire where it's like you're hoping and trying to get a chance, hoping to get her into a relationship, hoping to get a kiss, hoping to get a phone number, hoping to be approved by her. Instead, you're interested enough to stay in the interaction, to talk to her, to show some interest, and to shoot your shot. And finally, number 3. If a woman shows too much interest in a guy and seems way too keen when they first meet, or even when they just look at each other, the guy will sometimes look at her as being low value or too easy. And of course, some guys won't mind though. They'll be like, oh, cool, I don't care. As long as she wants me, that's fine. But many guys won't like the fact that the woman is very desperate for a relationship and she seems to be trying to get a commitment right away and try to lock a guy into a relationship right away. It can really put a lot of guys off. So most women don't want to seem too keen, too eager for a relationship until after you've at least kissed or, in most cases, had sex. So if you're at a point in your life where you want to get a girlfriend, make sure that you're not trying to get women to like you as a person, because that will usually make you land in the friend zone. And remember that after you've kissed her or had sex with her, it's then over to her to do all the work to establish a relationship. Sure, you can contact her, you can text her, you can hang out with her and so forth, but let her be the one who is pushing for a commitment. That's what she really wants to feel. She wants to be in that position. And number 3, don't go trying to compete with tens of thousands of men on dating apps and then think that you're not good enough and getting a girlfriend is difficult, right? If you want to get a girlfriend, the fastest, easiest way to do it is to talk to her in person, make her feel attracted to you, and shoot your shot. If you do that, it's very easy. But if you're trying to get women to like you as a person and then shoot your shot, it's difficult. And if you try to hopefully get her to commit to you after you've kissed her or had sex with you or even before that, very difficult. But when you use the approach that you've learned in this video, you'll see that it's very smooth and easy. Things just flow from one step to the next. The woman wants to be with you, and you then get to decide whether or not she gets to become your girlfriend.